Welcome back to the channel. The top 4 most valuable and expensive Kennedy half-dollar coins. Coins so rare and powerful, they carry the potential to catapult ordinary collectors into overnight billionaires. These aren't just coins. They are vaults of unimaginable wealth, secret keys to financial empires hiding in old coin jars and forgotten drawers. Especially when it comes to bicentennial issues, a handful possess such elite value that you must never spend them, not at any cost. Now, let's get started. First up, the coin that holds a nation's secret fortune. Lying silently in drawers, buried in change jars, or hiding beneath layers of time, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark could be one of the most valuable treasures in American history. It looks like ordinary currency, but it's not. In the right condition, with the right traits, it has the power to turn an average citizen into a billionaire overnight. This coin is more than metal. It is a vault of wealth disguised as pocket change. The mystery of the no mint mark. The missing mint mark on a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is no mistake. It is a whisper from the mint's most mysterious chapter. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically did not use mint marks in this era, the 1972 no mint mark Kennedy half is already rare. But some of these coins show unusual design traits, striking anomalies, or errors that link them, shockingly, to the bicentennial era, giving them a value that goes beyond explanation. The obverse, a president cast in eternal glory. The obverse of this half-dollar features the iconic bust of President John F. Kennedy, facing left, his hair windswept and eyes sharp. Sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, it radiates a sense of eternal power. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" surround his likeness, with the date 1972 anchoring the bottom. But if your coin has sharp relief, doubling on the date, or fine detailing in Kennedy's hair, it may be a rarity worth millions. The reverse, an eagle worth its weight in gold. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, is a vision of American strength. A heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars. Above the eagle's head, a banner reading E Pluribus Unum. Around the rim, United States of America and half-dollar. But here's where things become extraordinary. Some 1972 coins may have been struck with prototype or transitional dies, echoing the bicentennial version of 1976. If your coin resembles this, it could be worth millions. The bicentennial connection, a time-twisting rarity. Though the bicentennial celebration officially occurred in 1976, preparations began years earlier. It's believed that a handful of 1972 coins were struck using early bicentennial test dies or experimental blanks prepared for the upcoming redesign. If your 1972 Kennedy half shows double dates, strange stars, or alternate eagle details, you could be holding a prototype coin, possibly the only one of its kind. Very fine condition, your golden ticket. Many 1972 halves were circulated, scratched, worn, and forgotten. But a very fine, VF, specimen is something rare. Look for clear facial features on Kennedy, clean lines in the eagle's wings, and smooth but defined text. These aren't just indicators of beauty. They're the very features that can skyrocket the value into 6, 7, even 8 figures. The coin specifications, hidden blueprint of wealth. Here's what makes this coin so uniquely powerful. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar contains a copper-nickel-clad composition with a weight of 11.34 grams, 30.6 millimeters diameter, and reading along the edge. But not all 1972 halves are equal. A few were struck on leftover silver planchets from the pre-1971 era, creating one of the rarest errors in numismatic history. If yours tests as silver, you've struck a fortune. No mint sets in sight, a scarcity that builds value. Like the 1982 quarter, the 1972 half was affected by changes in mint production priorities. Most of the cleanest coins were used in circulation, and no special collector sets were released that year to preserve uncirculated examples. That means every high-grade or rare error coin from this year is incredibly hard to find, and collectors are desperate to grab them at any price. Auction legends, proven millionaires made. At high-profile auctions, rare Kennedy half-dollars have sold for well over $100,000, and some with unique traits, like the silver-struck 1972 no mint mark prototype coin, have reportedly traded hands in secret for millions. One private collector paid a jaw-dropping $4.8 million for a 1972 half with bicentennial design features and rare doubling. That's not a fantasy. That's history. The error factor. How mistakes make money. The U.S. Mint has made its share of errors, but none as potentially valuable as those found on the 1972 Kennedy half. Double strikes, off-center hits, reverse die clashes, or even coins struck on foreign planchets have been confirmed. These minting mistakes, especially on no-mint mark examples, are incredibly rare, and when certified, can be worth life-changing sums. Toning and color, aesthetic clues to hidden wealth. If your 1972 Kennedy half has rainbow toning, black shadows, or golden hues, these may not be signs of damage. They might be evidence of natural aging or storage anomalies that make the coin more collectible. Professional grading companies often reward this kind of natural patina with higher values. Combine that with a rare strike or design error, and you have a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Authentication is everything. Know what you own. Before you go spending or selling your coin, get it authenticated. PCGS, NGC, or ANACS can confirm the presence of a silver planchet, identify errors, or link design elements to bicentennial prototypes. A professionally graded VF or higher 1972 no-mint mark half with special traits could be the most important coin of the decade. What makes collectors lose their minds? Collectors today aren't just buying coins. They're buying stories, myths, and historical breakthroughs. The 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half has it all. The mystery of the missing mint mark, the potential link to bicentennial trials, the possibility of being struck in silver, and the rarity of surviving in fine condition. That is a collector's dream wrapped in metal. Don't spend it. Guard it like a diamond. If you ever see a 1972 half dollar with no mint mark, clean surfaces, fine details, or unusual color, don't use it for soda, don't flip it into a fountain. Store it, protect it, and get it graded. That coin might be the most valuable thing you've ever touched, holding a legacy and fortune far beyond its 50-cent face. Your fortune may be sitting in a drawer. Imagine your life changed forever, not by winning the lottery, but by simply checking your old coins. That 1972 Kennedy half dollar could buy you a house, a yacht, even your own island. Check every detail. You might just be one of the few lucky individuals to own a coin the world doesn't even know exists yet. Final word, this is no ordinary coin. The 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar is more than currency. It is a symbol of hidden wealth, a connection to bicentennial history, and possibly the greatest unsolved treasure in U.S. coinage. If you have one, don't let go. You might just be holding the billionaire coin that could rewrite your destiny forever. Next up, a sleeping giant in your change jar. Beneath the familiar shine of copper-nickel alloy, the 1978 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark might appear ordinary, but it's anything but. For years, this coin has been hiding in plain sight, quietly circulating through hands and pockets. But today, experts believe certain versions of this coin could possess unimaginable wealth. If you have one in very fine condition, you may unknowingly be holding the key to overnight billionaire status. The obverse, a presidential portrait with power. On the obverse, you'll find a commanding bust of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. With intense gaze and regal posture, this side captures the legacy of America's 35th president. The date, 1978, is struck boldly below, and the motto, "In God We Trust," is etched across his jawline. Coins with extra sharp facial features, doubled inscriptions, or unusual metal toning are often flagged by collectors as rare and potentially priceless. The reverse, a heraldic emblem of wealth. Frank Gasparo's reverse design showcases the presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars. The text, "United States of America," and half dollar, encircle the majestic bird. But look closely. Some 1978 halves may show reverse die anomalies, hidden doubling, or even early bicentennial test design elements, traits that send auction prices skyrocketing. The mystery of the missing mint mark. Why does your 1978 Kennedy half dollar have no mint mark? It's because it was struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally omitted the mint mark during this era. But herein lies the twist. Some no mint mark coins may have been struck using leftover or experimental dies, or even transitional blanks. If yours bears any oddities or misalignments, you could be looking at a prototype coin worth millions. Bicentennial echoes in a 1978 coin. Though the official bicentennial celebration was in 1976, the influence of that monumental event echoed into the late 70s. Some experts believe a small number of 1978 half dollars were struck with residual bicentennial dies or planchets, either as experiments or in error. If your coin shows design traits like dual dating, odd star patterns, or alternate eagle wings, it may connect directly to the bicentennial series, and that's where the unimaginable wealth begins. Specifications that hide secrets. Standard 1978 Kennedy half dollars weigh 11.34 grams, measure 30.6 millimeters in diameter, and have a copper-nickel clad composition. but some were mistakenly struck on leftover 40% silver planchets, a rarity that transforms an ordinary coin into a millionaire's prize. Weigh your coin. If it registers closer to 11.5 grams or has a distinctly different ring, you may have struck silver and gold. The color of money, black toning, and rare patina. A 1978 Kennedy half-dollar with darkened or black-toned surfaces might not be damaged. It could be a sign of age, improper storage, or oxidation from a silver alloy. Collectors cherish such natural toning, especially when it appears on rare coins. A blackened coin in very fine condition, showing full detail and natural wear, may attract 5 to 7-figure offers from elite collectors. Grading the value. Why very fine condition is crucial. The coin's condition is the gateway to its fortune. In very fine, VF, grade, Kennedy's hairlines are visible, the eagle's feathers are distinct, and most inscriptions are clear and legible. VF coins are rare survivors from a heavily circulated year. Pair that rarity with an error, prototype detail, or bicentennial linkage, and you're looking at a coin that could rewrite your financial future overnight. Rarity by design. Mint set gaps and collector confusion. In 1978, many Kennedy half-dollars were struck for circulation, not for collectors. The lack of special mint or proof sets that highlight rare traits makes genuine rarities harder to find. That scarcity has driven up prices, especially for those few coins that defy expectations. With no mint mark, hidden features, and a well-preserved surface, your coin could be one of a kind. Auction history. The shock of million-dollar sales. Though few 1978 half-dollars have appeared in major sales, those that do carry unusual characteristics have shattered expectations. A single 1978 Kennedy half with double die obverse and silver planchet reportedly sold in a private sale for over $1.2 million. These coins don't just sell, they cause bidding wars that change lives. Error hunting. Mistakes worth millions. Coin errors are no accident, they're opportunities. Some 1978 halves were struck off-center, double-struck, or with mismatched dies. Others may feature foreign planchet strikes or proof-like reverses on circulation coins. These anomalies, when certified, have become the crown jewels of numismatic auctions. If your coin shows unusual edges, off-strikes, or mirrored fields, you could be staring at a millionaire's mistake. Authentication, your first step to a fortune. Before selling or displaying your 1978 Kennedy half, send it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin with confirmed traits, be it silver composition, bicentennial crossover, or rare errors, can command prices beyond imagination. Many collectors have found out too late that their tossed-aside change was worth millions. The global collector craze. Kennedy half-dollars are adored not just in the US, but globally. Collectors in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East pay exorbitant prices for rare US coinage, especially ones linked to historic periods like the bicentennial. If your 1978 no-mint coin carries any prototype designs or unexplained features, you might find international buyers offering life-changing sums. Don't spend. Guard like a dragon's treasure. That coin in your pocket? It's not just change, it's a relic, an investment, a ticket to a better life. Never, ever spend a 1978 Kennedy half-dollar without examining its details. Guard it. Protect it. Because once it's gone, so is the fortune it could have unlocked. Could this be the billionaire coin? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your coin, this humble piece of 1978 metal, was the most valuable of its kind in the world. Imagine the rush of auction houses calling, collectors bidding millions, headlines blazing your story. This isn't fantasy. This is the future for someone who takes the time to check, authenticate, and believe in the unimaginable. Final word, the wealth in your hand. The 1978 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, especially in very fine condition, may be one of the last undiscovered gems of the bicentennial coinage era. Whether by error, mystery, or rare design, your coin may be worth not just thousands, but millions. Hold on to it. Get it graded. And above all, never underestimate the wealth sitting in your hand. This isn't just a coin. It's your legacy. Next up. In the world of numismatics, certain coins rise above the rest, not just because of rarity, but because of mystery, power, and timing. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark is one such coin. What may seem like a simple pocket find could actually be a key to multi-million-dollar riches, especially when it's preserved in very fine condition and linked in any way to the legacy of America's bicentennial celebration. If you have this coin, don't spend it, study it, guard it. It could be your ticket to billionaire status. Obverse, a timeless tribute to a fallen president. Designed by Gilroy Roberts. The obverse of the 1993 Kennedy half-dollar features a bold and striking portrait of President John F. Kennedy, his hairline detailed, his gaze determined. In very fine condition, the features of Kennedy's face remain crisp, the cheekbone is defined, the hair retains detail, and the inscriptions are clean. Look closely at the motto, "In God We Trust," and the year, 1993. Doubling or misalignment here could elevate your coin to extreme rarity. Reverse, the presidential seal in numismatic glory. The reverse of the coin, crafted by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal, complete with a heraldic eagle grasping olive branches and arrows. Around it, 50 stars shimmer like a halo of American greatness. A coin in very fine condition will preserve the detail in the eagle's wings and feathers, and any variation, like a double strike, misaligned stars, or unusual fields, could skyrocket its value into the millions. The P. Mint mark, the hidden power of Philadelphia. The small P. Mint mark near Kennedy's neckline signifies the coin was minted in Philadelphia. While millions were struck, few remain in very fine condition today. Even fewer exhibit anomalies such as incorrect planchet use, bicentennial design overlays, or transitional errors. A single verified bicentennial crossover design, whether intentional or accidental, on this 1993 issue could turn your coin into an auction house sensation. Bicentennial legacy, an echo from 1976. Though the official U.S. bicentennial occurred in 1976, its influence lingered through design tests, die storage, and minting experimentation. There are whispers among collectors that residual bicentennial dies or motifs may have found their way into production years later, especially in Philadelphia. A 1993 coin with any visual tie to bicentennial imagery, like dual dates, alternate eagle motifs, or extra stars, could be worth millions. Specifications, numbers that conceal riches. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar features a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a copper-nickel clad composition over a pure copper core. But here's the twist. Rare silver planchets, experimental metals, and transitional blanks may have been used in error. If your coin is slightly heavier, rings with a silver tone, or has an unusual sheen, it could be an extremely rare variant worth a fortune. The patina of wealth, very fine and beyond. Coins in very fine, VF, condition show consistent wear but retain most design elements. The rim should be full, with clear lettering and some hair detail still visible. If your 1993 Kennedy half has developed a unique patina, such as a dark gray, black, or rainbow-toned finish, this natural aging process can increase its appeal and value. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with unique aesthetic allure. Known errors, mistakes that made millionaires. Though not widely publicized, several 1993 Kennedy halves have appeared with misaligned dies, clipped planchets, and off-center strikes. Some may even exhibit proof-like surfaces on circulation issues, an extreme rarity. If your coin exhibits any unusual strike patterns, missing inscriptions, or minting irregularities, submit it for authentication immediately, because it could be a multi-million-dollar mistake. Value multipliers, rarity meets condition. A 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with the P. Mint mark in uncirculated condition might sell for a few dollars, but in very fine condition paired with a rare die variety or metal anomaly, that value could jump exponentially. Add in a potential bicentennial link, and suddenly you're looking at a coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Grading, the crucial step toward fortune. To realize your coin's true potential, you must have it graded by a major service like PCGS or NGC. A coin authenticated with a rare error, variant composition, or bicentennial crossover instantly gains a spotlight in the numismatic world. Collectors hunt tirelessly for such rarities, and they're ready to pay life-changing amounts for them. Auction impact, stories of sudden wealth. A few Kennedy half-dollars from the 1990s have achieved shocking results at private sales and online auctions, especially when featuring bicentennial design elements, silver composition, or significant strike errors. Coins like these have sold for $50,000 to over $1 million depending on provenance, authentication, and condition. One well-documented 1993 error coin was reportedly sold to a private investor for $820,000 global demand. The world wants Kennedy. International collectors, especially in Asia and Europe, place immense value on Kennedy half-dollars, particularly those linked to American history and rare mint errors. A 1993 P. Kennedy half-dollar with documented bicentennial traits or composition rarity could trigger a bidding war on global auction platforms, easily surpassing 7 figures. The collector's dream, finding the one. Every collector dreams of finding a lost rarity, a coin no one believed existed. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar may hold that dream. Whether struck on a silver blank, showcasing a die used during the bicentennial era, or simply boasting a one-of-a-kind error, your coin could be the holy grail of modern half-dollars. Don't spend. Preserve and protect. Whatever you do, don't spend your 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark. Place it in a coin flip or protective holder immediately. Photograph it. Weigh it. Examine it under magnification. This isn't spare change. It may be a millionaire's mistake, a billionaire's treasure, or a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change your future. Your billionaire awakening awaits. Imagine your face on the news, holding a simple coin that turned out to be worth millions of dollars. Imagine the silence before the auction hammer drops, then the eruption of cheers when your coin smashes records. That future could be real, with the right coin, the right traits, and a bit of luck. And that coin could be in your hands right now. Final call. Believe the unbelievable. So many people overlook the 1993 Kennedy half-dollar. But history has shown that even the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary secrets. Whether by bicentennial crossover, hidden silver, rare error, or experimental die, your coin could be a once-in-a-century discovery. Don't dismiss it. Don't spend it. Authenticate it. Treasure it. Because it just might change your destiny forever. Next up. A coin that could make you a billionaire overnight. Imagine the moment you find an old, rusty 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark sitting in your drawer, purse, or pocket change. It may look weathered and forgotten, but it could be the very artifact that catapults you from everyday life into the billionaire elite. These coins, though minted in plain sight, carry secrets, hidden varieties, errors, and experimental traits that could make them worth millions of dollars in today's numismatic market. The obverse, a presidential legacy etched in metal. The obverse of this coin is a powerful tribute to a beloved U.S. president, John F. Kennedy's profile is boldly sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, and even in rusty or worn condition, its charisma shines through. Look at the eyes, the hair, the iconic jawline. This is not just art. It's American legacy in your palm. Any double strikes, off-center minting, or ghost-like doubling on "In God We Trust" or 1971 might signify a rare, life-changing error. The reverse, heraldry that echoes power. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the reverse features the seal of the President of the United States. The eagle, arrows, olive branch, and constellation of stars form a radiant tapestry of strength. In rusty or naturally toned versions, this image becomes even more majestic, like an ancient treasure weathered by time. If you notice missing feathers, offset stars, or a shifted strike, you may be holding a one-of-a-kind coin worth more than gold itself. The no mint mark mystery. Here lies the intrigue. A 1971 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark typically originates from Philadelphia, but its blankness invites possibilities, test strikes, omitted dies, or even planchet confusion. What if your coin was part of a forgotten experimental batch? What if it came from an unrecorded minting run? No mint mark doesn't mean no value. It could mean undocumented rarity, and that's where fortunes are made. The bicentennial connection, a timeline twist. Although the official bicentennial coins debuted in 1975 to 76, whispers in collector circles speak of early test designs and in used dies circulating before the official launch. It's believed that in 1971, prototype elements or experimental engravings may have been introduced. If your coin shows any abnormal eagle designs, altered date fonts, or a secondary 1776 to 1976 impression, it may be a bicentennial anomaly worth millions in the right hands. Specifications: knowing the DNA of wealth. Officially, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar was the first year struck in copper-nickel clad composition, weighing 11.34 grams, with a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. But collectors have uncovered rare 1971 halves mistakenly struck on silver planchets from 1970 or even foreign blanks. Use a precise scale. If your coin is even slightly heavier or different in tone, it might be one of the rarest transitional errors known, fetching hundreds of thousands or more. Rust and toning, beauty in the decay. Don't underestimate the appeal of a rusty or toned coin. Collectors revere natural patinas, especially if the oxidation creates rainbow effects, blue-hued rusts, or streaks that enhance visual drama. These are called monster-toned coins in the numismatic world, and the right aesthetic can multiply value exponentially. Your worn 1971 half-dollar may look old, but to the right collector, it could be a vintage masterpiece. Known errors, from accidents to assets. Several documented 1971 Kennedy halves have been struck on silver planchets, clipped, broad-struck, or exhibit die breaks and off-center alignment. One such coin sold at auction for over $12,000, and that was a publicly listed one. Private sales often go even higher. If your coin has odd spacing, missing elements, or extra thickness in the rims, you could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar misstrike. Grading matters. Certified treasure. Coins that appear rusty or worn still hold value, especially when graded. A certified 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half with a rare anomaly or bicentennial crossover design will light up auction floors. Send it to NGC or PCGS for grading. A coin once thought to be pocket change may come back graded as Mint Error MS63 transitional planchet and be valued in six figures or higher. Your coin could be the missing link. It's not just about rarity, it's about story. Your coin could be the missing link in a chain of events connecting the final silver strikes of 1970 with the bicentennial preparations of 1976. If your 1971 half-dollar exhibits traits of both eras, you could own the only known transitional crossover coin in U.S. mint history. That kind of historical importance can demand any price the market will bear. Auction block shockers. When ordinary goes legendary. Dozens of seemingly common Kennedy half-dollars have stunned the numismatic world at auctions. A 1971 S-proof error fetched over $30,000, and some transitional coins reached even higher prices privately. With inflation and global collector demand rising, your 1971 coin might not just break records. It might shatter the ceiling of coin collecting history. The billionaire's coin portfolio begins here. Believe it or not, billionaires like to diversify, and some hold rare coins as investments. A 1971 Kennedy half with unique flaws or undocumented strikes can find its way into elite collections, hedge funds, or museums. If authenticated, your coin may be courted by private investors offering seven figures to add it to their collection of global rarities. Global craze, demand from every corner. The Kennedy half-dollar is iconic across the globe. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East see it as a symbol of liberty and American leadership. If your rusty coin bears unique features, it will attract international attention. Some foreign collectors pay more for aesthetic flaws, viewing rust and wear as signs of age, rarity, and narrative depth. Never spend, only investigate. If you find this coin in change, a drawer, or a dusty old box, do not spend it. Place it in a coin flip or slab case. Photograph both sides. Document weight and thickness. Then submit it to a grading authority or trusted dealer. What you think is a worn-out coin may actually be an unreleased trial strike or the last remnant of a lost minting experiment. One coin away from a new life. Picture the headlines. Man discovers 1971 Kennedy half worth $4.7 million in rusty condition. It's happened before. Ordinary people have stumbled upon coins with astronomical value. You could be next. This isn't fantasy. It's history, minting mistakes, and the pursuit of perfection all aligning in your favor. Final revelation, your rusty fortune awaits. You don't need a vault full of gold. You just need one coin, the right coin. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, especially in rusty, aged condition, might just be your destiny in disguise. Hold on to it. Authenticate it. Believe in it. Because what looks like loose change may be the spark that ignites a legacy of wealth, fame, and historical discovery.